Hi again. If you didn't see the last video, I'm Diederik Gelderman from Highlands Veterinary Hospital, and this is a 12-month series on what to do with my puppy at each appropriate age time. There was an 8-week video from 2 weeks ago, and now we're at 10 weeks. My helper today is Diesel, and he is a mini schnauzer, or a miniature schnauzer. You can see he's a lot more outgoing than Piper, who was my last assistant. And obviously Diesel just likes to sit and cuddle. So let's get started on our second short information session about puppy care. As I said, today we're at 10. That's too much. That will make you ill. Yeah, there you go. So a big issue for many puppy owners at this period of time, or at any period of time, is can I take my puppy out and go places? So Diesel was vaccinated 2 weeks ago at 8 weeks of age, just like Piper was, and Diesel is now 10 weeks of age. As I said in the last video, the vaccinations aren't complete until 2 weeks after the last puppy vaccination. Last puppy vaccination is 16 weeks, so Diesel will be fully protected at 18 weeks of age. So you still need to use a lot of common sense, and you still need to be really careful with where you take your puppy or where you would take Diesel, because none of them are fully protected against distemper, hepatitis, parvovirus and kennel cough at this age. So definitely avoid beaches, definitely avoid public dog parks, definitely avoid dogs who you don't know about and which are potentially unvaccinated. And the main reason is parvovirus. Parvovirus is around all the time and it's highly contagious. You do not have to come in contact with a dog with parvo to get parvo. Flies will go to an area where there's parvo that may be 5 or 6 miles away, land in some dog poo, pick it up on their feet, and then fly to your dog's food bowl, and that can be how parvo can be contracted or transmitted. But the main way is by direct contact. So you can't avoid the fly thing, but you can most definitely avoid going to places where there are dogs that are potential carriers. And the other thing with parvo is it's reasonably seasonal. We typically see outbreaks in summer. It'll grumble along in a low-grade way all the time, but we will get seasonal outbreaks. So be aware of those. Another thing to talk about today that's really important is your dog's diet. We talked about Piper last week because Piper was a Great Dane and how important it is to minimise the chance of developmental orthopedic diseases by feeding a special growth puppy food. Now, this guy is a lot smaller. Diesel is a lot smaller, will never be a large and giant breed of dog, and so you can feed a normal, high-quality puppy food. Don't home cook. Use a commercial, complete and balanced, nutritionally complete puppy food. You just can't home cook a dog's diet and have it be complete and balanced. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. So, and as I said last week, pay as much as you can afford for dog food. There's many, many benefits in it for both you and the dog and the longevity of your puppy. So your puppy will live longer, healthier, happier. You'll have less poo to clean up if you feed a high-quality dog food. And schnauzers, for example, there are schnauzer-specific foods, and there are some really good benefits with those specific foods if you've got a puppy and there is a specific food available. The other thing that we talked about last fortnight is starting to encourage ripping, tearing, chewing, to encourage good teething. You may be able to add in some table scraps occasionally, but it's not something I'd encourage you to do on a regular basis. Occasionally is okay, but no more than that. And be careful with what you feed, as we talked about some of the bad foods last time. So you're looking about 3 to 4 meals a day. For these live little puppies at this age. They've got a very high metabolism. They're burning up a lot of calories. They're burning calories rapidly. So good quality food and say 3 to 4 meals a day. Now let's discuss exercise. Needs to still be very controlled. In the backyard, highly watched over, typically not off the lead unless it's in an area that's enclosed. You notice some safe spaces that you know that are safe, or some safe places that you know that are safe, but be very careful. These guys won't recall very well at this age, and if they get lost, they get really stressed and they will just walk in the other direction. So lots of issues that way. And also because of the vaccination issue or lack of vaccination protection issue. And the other thing is, in strange places, there will be strange bugs. And since Diesel doesn't have a fully developed immune system at this stage, he won't be particularly able to protect himself even from the normal bugs that are in strange environments. So his immune system building is a work in progress, and it'll take a while for him to be fully immunocompetent. We talked about puppy classes, puppy training last week. If you haven't enrolled yet, I'd really, really encourage you to do so. It's going to make your life very, very much easier later on, and in having a dog that is a wonderful part of your family. It all starts now. They're cute and it's fun to play with them now, but the cuteness wears off, and you need to have a dog that's going to fit in with your family life and do and behave the way you want. And it's especially important when you have a high activity dog like a Kelpie or a working breed. We see so many Kelpie and working breeds returned, or people want to euthanize them because they've just become too intense and the people can't put up with them anymore. And all that can be managed by appropriate training at this age. And the appropriate training will go a long way to settling down those high activity levels, and now is the time to do that. If you need the name of some good trainers, come in and we'll give you some names. As I said in the last video 2 weeks ago, there's a training window between about 8 weeks of age and 20 weeks of age, which is the second training window. If you lose that, you've lost a lot of the opportunity. Training, you can do training at home if you know what you're doing. There's plenty of good stuff on YouTube. These guys have a really, really short attention span, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes max. So if you're doing training at home, spend 2, 3, 4, 5 minute max, but do it 5 or 6 times a day, and that's the best way to train these guys. So do it, it's really important, and my strong suggestion is go to formal puppy classes. Now, the things that are due at this age, at 10 weeks of age, include worming. That needs to be done again now, and then again at 12 weeks of age, and then at 16 weeks of age. So do it now if you haven't done it. Make sure you buy a good quality all-wormer from us, from a reputable pet store, from a chemist, or from a reputable online store, not from one of the big supermarkets. Vaccinations, if they've slipped through the cracks, then get them done now. ASAP, but your puppy should have been done at 8 weeks, and the next follow-up vaccination is due at 12 weeks. Flea treatment should also be done. You would have done it at 8 weeks. If you have done it at 8 weeks, it won't be due again until 12 weeks. If you haven't done it yet, then please do it now. Same thing applies. Good quality flea control agent from a vet, from a pet store, from a chemist, or from online, but not from a big commercial supermarket. So the really important thing about both worming and flea control at this age is getting the dose right for your puppy. Most of if you underdose, it definitely won't work. Most of the products are reasonably safe with respect to overdosing, so you can err a little bit on the side of that way, but just stand on the scales, get your own weight, pick these up and work out the difference, or come in here and weigh your puppy. Never assume the weight when you're dealing with potentially dangerous products like that. Always make sure you get the dose right, especially with smaller puppies. There's a lot less leeway there. Okay, so that's about all I want to go through today. If you haven't put in a stock of toys yet, then get some toys. And what I would do is I get 3 or 4 toys, give one for a couple of days, and swap it out for another one for a couple of days, swap it out for another one for a couple of days. That way the toys always stay fresh in your puppy's mind. If you're going to work at all, then your puppy needs to have toys to play with while you're at work. I'll talk in a later video about crating. It's really important to start crating your dog, your puppy at this age. A crate is a safe space where Diesel can stay when you're at work or when you go shopping or to the movies or whatever you do. And it's a safe space, not a punishment space. So look online for crating. It's a little bit un-Australian, but it's very, very European, British, and American. And all my dogs are crate trained. I actually did a video on crate training, which is up on YouTube and our Highlands Veterinary Hospital channel, showing you how my German Shepherd puppy Ava, I open the crate, she just runs in because she loves it in there. She's not being punished by being crated. And she's crated at work when it's inappropriate for her to be loose. She's crated at home when it's inappropriate to be loose. So have a look at that. But that's all we're going to go through today. You can say goodbye, Diesel. Diesel's very cuddly. Schnauzers can be very cuddly. So next, we'll see you again at 12 weeks of age in another 2 weeks, and we'll have another assistant for you then. Say bye, Diesel. See you in the next video.